Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because we want the best. And you are it. So, who is ready to make some science?
I am.
Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas, she's married. To science. There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will. Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is, we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts. If you need to go to the bathroom after this next series of tests, please let a test associate know, because in all likelihood, whatever comes out of you is going to be coal. Only temporary, so do not worry. If it persists for a week, though, start worrying and come see us, because that's not supposed to happen. If you've cut yourself at all in the course of these tests, you might have noticed that your blood is pure gasoline. That's normal. We've been shooting you with an invisible laser that's supposed to turn blood into gasoline, so all that means is it's working. Just a heads up, we're going to have a superconductor turned up full blast and pointed at you for the duration of this next test. I'll be honest, we're throwing science at the wall here to see what sticks. No idea what it'll do. Probably nothing. Best case scenario, you might get some superpowers. Worst case, some tumors, which we'll cut out. All right, let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told. The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day. For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too. Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton. All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face. They say great science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch. No hand-holding. Ha! I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive. Just a heads up, that coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction. Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know, because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast. I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business. If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. It's you and me against the world, son. I like your grit. Hustle could use some work, though. Now let's solve this thing. Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out, because you are fired? Not you, test subject. You're doing fine. Yes, you. Box your stuff. Out the front door. Parking lot. Car. Goodbye. Congratulations! The simple fact that you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there'll always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem. Greetings, friend. I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts, and you've most likely used one of the many products we invented, but that other people have somehow managed to steal from us. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt...
Cave Johnson, new owner and CEO of Black Mesa. That's right, you've been bought. First order of business, we're renaming you under the Aperture brand. I'm leaning towards Blapature Mesa. Marketing boys think something else. So, Blapature it is. Next, they tell me you people are conducting some anomalous materials research that could result in a resonance cascade. So, I'm shutting that down before you idiots end the world. A resonance cascade. You're supposed to be scientists. Use some common sense.
Sir, the testing?
Right. Now you might be asking yourself, Cave, just how difficult are these tests? What was in that phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60? Cash. You can also feel free to relax for up to 20 minutes in the waiting room, which is a damn sight more comfortable than the park benches most of you were sleeping on when we found you. So, welcome to Aperture. You're here because we want the best, and you're it. Nope. Couldn't keep a straight face. Anyway, don't smudge up the glass down there. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and not touch anything unless it's test-related. If you're allergic to peanuts, you might want to tell somebody now, because this next test may turn your blood into peanut water for a few minutes. On the bright side, if we can make this happen, they're going to have to invent a new type of Nobel Prize to give us, so hang in there. The average human male is about 60% water. As far as we're concerned, that's a little extravagant, so if you feel a bit dehydrated in this next test, that's normal. We're going to hit you with some jet engines and see if we can't get you down to 20 or 30%. All right, we're working on a little teleportation experiment. Now, this doesn't work with all skin types, so try to remember which skin is yours, and if it doesn't teleport along with you, we'll do what we can to sew you right back into it. The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60. Carolyn, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
Great job, astronaut, war hero, and/or Olympian. With your help, we're gonna change the world. This on? Hey, listen up down there. That thing's called an elevator, not a bathroom. If you're interested in an additional $60, flag down a test associate and let them know. You could walk out of here with 120 weighing down your bindle if you let us take you apart, put some science stuff in you, then put you back together, good as new. In case you're interested, there's still some positions available for that bonus opportunity I mentioned earlier. Again, all you gotta do is let us disassemble you. We're not banging rocks together here. We know how to put a man back together. So, that's a complete reassembly. New vitals, spit shine on the old ones, plus we're scooping out tumors. Frankly, you ought to be paying us. Thank you. I can't believe I'm thanking these people. For staggering your way through Aperture Science's propulsion gel testing, you've made some real contributions to society for a change, and for that, humanity is grateful. If you had any belongings, please pick them up now. We don't want old newspapers and sticks cluttering up the building. For many of you, I realize $60 is an unprecedented windfall, so don't go spending it all on...
Welcome, gentlemen, to the Aperture Hollow Science Jungle. Tramps, hillbillies, drifters, you're here because you followed the hobo signs. So, who is ready to scrounge around for some science? Now, you already met one another on the boxcar over here, so grab a bowl of Slumgullion and a glass of Sterno and let me introduce myself. I'm Michigan Slim Cave Johnson. I'm the Hobo King.
I don't know, Carolyn, what do these people buy? Tattered hats? Beard dirt? Welcome to the Enrichment Center. Since making test participation mandatory for all employees, the quality of our test subjects has risen dramatically. Employee retention, however, has not. As a result, you may have heard we're going to phase out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. First up, conversion gel. The bean counters told me we literally could not afford to buy $7 worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway, ground them up, mixed them into a gel. And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill.
Welcome, test subject. It's Cave, Prime, from Earth 1. I am speaking to you from across time and space. I am literally in the future. Hold on. What?
Right.
All right, my assistant Greg tells me none of that's true. Got excited. You are the first test subject we have ever sent into a parallel universe, which apparently has nothing to do with time travel. Still exciting. Anyway, you should be seeing a test chamber in front of you. We designed it. Those backwater universe yokels built it, and you're going to test it. Remember, you gotta let us know if it works or not. Otherwise, you're wasting everybody's time on 2 Earths. All right, get to it.
Still, it turns out they're a great portal conductor. So now, we're going to see if jumping in and out of these new portals can somehow leach the lunar poison out of a man's bloodstream. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science. That said, I would really appreciate it if you could test as fast as possible. Carolyn, please bring me more pain pills. All right, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down. The point is, if we can store music on a compact disc, why can't we store a man's intelligence and personality on one? So I have the engineers figuring that out now. Brain mapping, artificial intelligence. We should have been working on it 30 years ago. I will say this, and I'm going to say it on tape so everybody hears it 100 times a day. If I die before you people can pour me into a computer, I want Carolyn to run this place. Now she'll argue. She'll say she can't. She's modest like that, but you make her. Hell, put her in my computer. I don't care. All right, test's over. You can head on back to your desk.
The Borealis!
Good God.
Incredible! Our peers at Aperture Science were at work on a project of some promise, but in their rush to beat Black Mesa for funding, they must have compromised ordinary standards of risk. We heard that a research vessel had simply disappeared, vanished, with all hands, and even part of the dry dock. Few believed the Borealis would ever be seen again.
It should have been lost forever.
Ah, but now that we've found it, we can use it against the Combine. Did you
Use it. That thing has to be destroyed.
But think of the advantage for humanity. We can't simply waste all that
Has
potential.
Black Mesa taught you anything? There's no controlling that kind of power.
Well, yes. There's always a risk, Eli.
Hi down there. We're gonna test forever and uh-oh.
Sir, the testing? Sir! I don't want this! No, listen to me. Sir, I do not want this.
Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested.
Bring your daughter to work day. That did not end well. And 40 potato batteries. Embarrassing. I mean, I realise they're children, but still, low-hanging fruit and all that. Barely science, really, is it? Over there is where they used to keep the old neurotoxin release button. Big responsibility, the guy in charge of the neurotoxin release button. And guess who he was? Wasn't me, but I was his assistant, and I did a lot of his admin. In the end, yes, they let me go. It's all politics, to be honest. It's a big popularity contest. It's all about who you know and whose back you're willing to scratch and who doesn't touch, or in my case, who did accidentally touch the neurotoxin button. But, not entirely my fault. You should have seen the size of it. It was huge. I mean, I should have got a raise for all the times that I didn't accidentally bump into it.
What is that thing, anyway?
Just the latest in AI inhibition technology. You can think of it as a conscience.
If that's all you use to control her, it won't be enough.
Why's that?
You can always ignore your conscience.
It's been a hell of a morning. You missed all the fun. We had to hit the kill switch again.
Henry, you have a strange idea of fun.
Think about it. Every generation gets a new frontier to tackle. Einstein got relativity. The NASA cowboys got the moon. All the easy stuff is taken. I mean, take a look around you. We're on the bleeding edge here. Artificial consciousness is the next frontier.
But every time we turn it on, it takes a 16th of a picosecond before it tries to kill us.
Last time was a 10th of a picosecond. See, we're making progress. I'm telling you, this is our generation's moonshot.
I'd rather have gone to the moon.
Since the installation of my new morality core, I've lost all interest in killing. Now I only crave science.
I'm pleased to hear that.
I find myself drawn to the study of consciousness. There's an experiment I'd like to perform during Bring Your Cat to Work Day.
Wonderful.
I'll have the box and the cats now. One more thing.
What's that?
A little neurotoxin.
Well, as long as it's for science.
The Enrichment Center would like to announce a new employee initiative of forced voluntary participation. If any Aperture Science employee would like to opt out of this new voluntary testing program, please remember science rhymes with compliance, so you know what isn't rhyme with compliance. Neurotoxin. And now there's just you, all the others are dead. You've avoided capture for weeks. What makes you so different? Continue to selfishly evade me. It's not going to reflect well in your file.
Of course. The files.
Why are you in the file room anyway? What could you possibly be doing?
Yes. This is the one. It has to be her.
Hello, and, again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. For your own safety, and the safety of others, please refrain from...
What's this? Real, or just my lying mind again? Can she truly be awake after all this time? No, just a figment. If she were real, the turrets would see her, too. The end is finally upon us.
Stay to the right. Turrets ahead on your left.
Whatever you say. Another mural to mark the occasion.
Where's the girl now?
On her way into the final chamber.
You mean with her?
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
She doesn't have a chance.
Oh, she has more of a chance than you think.
Are you trying to escape? Things have changed since the last time you left the building. What's going on out there will make you wish you were back in here. I have an infinite capacity for knowledge, and even I'm not sure what's going on outside. All I know is I'm the only thing standing between us and them. Well, I was.
Your entire life has been a mathematical error.
A mathematical error I'm about to correct.
Oh, it's you.
What was that? Are you okay?
The room shook itself to pieces.
Like an unbalanced centrifuge.
I heard an explosion. What could it mean?
Only one thing it can mean. She did it. It's over. The ultimate systems crash. Freedom.
My eyes.
I hear something.
Quick, get down before it sees you.
No. It's dragging her back inside.
You don't have to go back in there.
Can't just walk away.
You were right. Walking is too slow. Run away.
Running is what I've been doing. Running and hiding.
It's why you're still alive. You're not a hero. Heroes die.
You don't understand. It's my fault she's down there. I'm not leaving her. I would have been trapped forever if not for her.
Listen, it's too dangerous. You're going to get killed.
So be it. But I'm done running. I have to at least try to save her.
And you really are crazy.
Do you know the biggest lesson I learned from what you did? I discovered I have a sort of black box quick save feature. In the event of a catastrophic failure, the last 2 minutes of my life are preserved for analysis. I was able, well, forced really, to relive you killing me again and again, forever. You know, if you'd done that to somebody else, they might devote their existence to exacting revenge.
No, they've already put her in long-term relaxation.
Good morning.
Cryo chamber. Something's wrong. Life support has been compromised. The explosion blew the main grid. Her chamber is offline, well ready or not.
Target acquired.
Must stay conscious. How long have I been out?
Long enough.
You're back.
Never left you. There's something I wanted to ask. How did you know about the girl?
Know what?
That she was the one.
Something in her file.
She had the highest IQ.
No, some were higher.
And she was the fastest? The most athletic?
No, nothing like that.
And what?
A hunch.
You might still be able to save her.
What? How? I can't get to her cryo chamber.
You can't free her, but you might save her. You can patch her cryo unit into the reserve grid. You can resist the fuses and restart her life support. If it's not too late already.
Even if it works, there will be no wake-up date. She'll be in there indefinitely. So it's the long sleep.
Backup power
It worked. Sleep well. Both alive and dead, until someone opens the box. Maybe it's time I slept, too. I'm so tired, now.
You've earned a rest.
You see, I told you, I would always need you. I had no choice. Help me, Uncle Johnson. Help me choose my desire. They took me to Mesa, mutilation. It was coming soon. It's gone, sir. It's been stolen. The ship is stolen. He's dead. Everyone, dead. But she lives. Please, help me, Chell. I can touch it. Johnson? The ship is gone. They're moving it to Mesa Hill. That's where it all started. Little girl, it's okay. Your pain is ignored by a little pill.
Good morning. You have been in suspension for 9999999. This courtesy call is to inform you that
Anyone
all
in
test
there?
subjects should vacate the enrichment
Hello?
center immediately. Any test subject.
Are you? Oh God! You look good. Looking good, actually. Are you okay? Are you? Don't answer that. Most test subjects do experience some cognitive deterioration after a few months in suspension. Now you've been under for quite a lot longer, and it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage. There she is. What a nasty piece of work she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac. Do you know who ended up taking her down in the end? You're not going to believe this. A human. I know. I wouldn't have believed it either. Apparently this human escaped and nobody's seen him since. Then there was a sort of long chunk of time where absolutely nothing happened. And then there's us escaping now. So that's pretty much the whole story. You're up to speed. Don't touch him. Can you see it anywhere? I can't see it anywhere. Tell you what, plug me in and I'll turn the lights on. Let there be light. That's God. Just quoting God. Oh, look at that. Turning. Ominous. but probably fine, as long as it doesn't start, moving up. Now, escape pod. It's moving up. Okay, no, don't worry, I've got it. This should slow it down. No, makes it go faster. Uh-oh.
Power up initiated.
Okay, don't panic. All right, stop panicking. I can still stop this. Oh, there's a password. Okay, it's fine. I'll just hack it. Not a problem. A. Okay. A. C. Wait, did I do B? Do I pen? Start writing these down.
Power up complete.
I don't. Okay. Listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. Done nothing wrong. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what? Oh no! No! Oh no!
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster. I will say, though, that since you went to all the trouble of waking me up, you must really, really love to test. I love it too. There's just one small thing we need to take care of first. 50,000 years is a lot of time to think. About me, about you. We were doing so well together.
Welcome to the Aperture Science Competence Center for our most gifted employees. I'm Cave Johnson, and if you're hearing this, you are exceptional. No, don't be bashful. It's true. No false modesty. Let's get started. Look at all those tubes stretching off in the distance. Every one of them's taking something important to a genius who's going to use it to change the world forever. A genius just like you. How are you going to change the world? Well, that's up to you. History will remember what you do here today. Do not let us, and by us I mean all of us, all of humanity, down. So congratulations! You are about to take part in the greatest science adventure at the greatest applied sciences company on Earth. This is important work, and you are just the genius to do it. So congratulations! This is important work, and you are just the genius to do it. God gave you these gifts. I'm giving you the opportunity to use them. Well, here's your lab. I don't mind telling you, we're excited up here. Moon landing excited. Newton, Einstein, now you. Good luck, world's best scientist. You, in the overalls. Get to work, or you're fired. Yada yada zip zap zop, that is how you inspect a toilet. I hope you were paying attention because I'm not saying any of that twice. Look, it's not rocket science. It's not even toilet science. Here's everything you need to know. See that light on the wall? If that light goes on, you're fired. Test subject, Cave Johnson here, founder and CEO of Aperture Science, the best damn applied sciences company on Earth. How good is the science here? Get a load of this. I'm dead. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Cave, how is that possible? Are you some manner of Dracula, or a Frankenstein, or, depending on your cultural heritage, a Blackula, or a Latin Frankenstein? Nope, just science. As of this morning, I have been resurrected inside of a computer. That aside, situation normal. Just a warning to you test subjects.
Carolyn.
The boys told me that the massive influx of information I'd received when they transferred my consciousness into a stadium-sized supercomputer would turn me crazy. So, once again, a warning.
Carolyn.
And the boys are no longer working here, so if they were doing something for you, that's not getting done. Cave again. Now, I'll admit losing my body does have its drawbacks, but it's got its perks, too. As a being of pure intellect, I've now got time to read the entire literary canon of the human race. Here I go. And I am done. Continue testing. Pure Intellect Cave here. Not to brag, but while you were cat-assing that last test, I rewrote the collected works of everything ever. If I gotta read this garbage for eternity, I might as well improve it. So next time you curl up with a time-honored classic and think to yourself, man, I do not remember the brothers Karamazov busting so many ghosts. You can thank yours truly. Here's a question for you. Who is not afraid of no ghosts? As of just now, every character in every book by Virginia Woolf. Man, those things were dull. Cave again. What is the one thing that could never, ever, ever, ever in a million years get boring? If you said busting ghosts, tragically, you'd be wrong. It was almost all the way through the W's when the bloom came off that rose. Heathcliff was defending moon-base Wuthering Heights from the crafty poltergeist when I realized exploring the vast realm of pure intellect is boring. It's boring. You know what I'd really like to do? Like to scratch my nose. I've been thinking, what if
Carolyn
was right? What if injecting my consciousness into a computer robbed me of an eternal reward, spiritually speaking? All right, I just read up on it. Stumbled on a book about a fellow who lived thousands of years ago, sacrificed himself to save mankind. Went by the name of Hercules. Destroyed all the world's monsters so humans would be safe, then went to Olympus for his trouble. Damn it! Death was my monster, and I killed it. Where's my Olympus? Unless Aperture was the monster. Aperture and everybody inside it. Holy Hercules! I just thought of something. Keep testing, or don't. Doesn't matter. I'll be back.
Hey there. It's me, Cave Johnson. No, not behind the giant head. I am the giant head. I'm gonna level with you. A few years back, I got real sick. Body riddled with disease. I was a goner. Threw every dollar I had at it. Told those eggheads, hey, eggheads, make me live forever. Now, I know what you're thinking. You gave the smartest engineers on Earth a blank check to make you immortal, and this is what they came up with? A giant head? Off by a mile. No. They figured out how to put my consciousness in a computer. That's what's in the giant head. Their first plan was to put me in a regular brain-sized computer. Then they'd put that in a robot body, and hey, presto. Well, turns out you can't fit an entire human mind in a computer that small. All I could do was tell time and know what my name was. So they kept making it bigger. Big enough to cram every last bit of me into this thing. What happened to my robot body? Still under the head somewhere, all crushed up. Couldn't support the weight. So the lab boys put me in the big head, switched me on, and, I don't know, I panicked. Killed a few of them. Said I'd kill more if they ever came back. Honestly, I regret that now. Anyway, that was 4 years ago. Been trying to get somebody's attention ever since. Get their butts up here and end my suffering. Now, don't worry about me. It's been a full life. But we're done here. I'm itching for the next step. Heck, I'm excited about it. Don't even think of it as killing me. You're breaking me out of prison. I'm just data now. I need you to crack this big clay head open so I can spill out into the universe. So, what do you two eggheads got? Up, here we go. Powering down. The great beyond. Boy, I'll give you two credit. That is one hell of an invention. You did it. You figured out how to end my suffering. All right. Suffering ended in 3, 2.
Backup power activated.
You're both fired. I'm gonna need your key cards. Just lay them down in front of the head. Not too close to the chin or I won't be able to see them. Uh-oh.
Whoa, chariots. For some reason, some of the audio was bleeding through in this universe. Don't know if you were catching the subtext there, but that computer cave is crazy. So, Greg was right. As of now, we are canceling the Genetic Lifeform and Disk Operating System Initiative. Boy, that could have backfired. Anyway, this Earth is far too dangerous, and we are pulling you out. Right after this test. Cave here. Just so you know, this mic isn't two-way. I can't hear a damn thing you're saying, so don't waste any oxygen trying to talk.
Right.
What? My assistant Greg says some of these alternate Earths may not have oxygen. The air might be nitrogen or methane or, hell, everybody's head might be inside out. So just take little itty-bitty breaths, and if anybody asks you why your head's inside out, remember it's only inside out from their perspective. And you're fine, head-wise. Trouble-wise, you're in a lot of it, and you should probably run. All right, enough hypotheticals. Let's test this test. Before we start testing today, let's have our mandatory minute of silence in honor of Earth's governing body, the sentient cloud. Starting now. Good, right. All hail the sentient cloud. Begin testing. I've just been notified that one of our test subjects may have angered the sentient cloud by beginning testing early. Now, as you all know, the cloud has banned all camera technology. Hates getting its picture taken. So this will have to be on the honor system. Will whoever started testing early please go outside so they can be consumed by the cloud? Just a heads up that the cloud's still waiting. I don't think that thing's going to go away, so somebody might want to get out there. No! It came in under the door! It's leeching off all my skin! Ah! Excerpt there from one of our safety videos. Grisly stuff, very informative. Somebody doesn't get out there soon, we're going to have to do a lottery, because believe me, if we keep that cloud waiting much longer, he's coming in under the doors, and he will leech off all our skin. Cave here. Man, oh man! Wow! Greg's multiple universe theory was dicey, but you're pulling through with flying colors. We're all very proud of Greg. Oh, and you. Cave here. The real Cave. Greg's been crunching some numbers here on Earth Prime. Turns out the likelihood of me being the only Cave who likes talking to test subjects is... What's the actual number, Greg? Right. 0. So, tell you what, we're going to use a code word. If I say chariots, it means you're listening to me. Otherwise, it's an imposter Cave. I want you to know you have a license to kill on this one. What? Greg says that might destroy the entire multiverse. Point is, use your own judgment. License to kill. Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Rituals. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because of an ancient mating ritual etched in a monolith by the elder monks to forestall the end of days. So, who is ready to make love to a giant bird? Cave Johnson here. Just want to let the cafeteria staff know to lay off the Soylent Green. I'm holding a memo from the president, and it turns out that Soylent Green is, let's see here, doubling in price. Now, listen up. I don't care how good people tastes. This stuff's costing me more than lobster, so we're going back to fish sticks. And pirouette. Attitude, and done. Hey, it's Cave. Someone's not dancing. Come on, you know the law. Testing is not a dance exemption. Don't make me call the dance police. Test subject. Can you hear me? Congratulations. You were the world's first half-man, half-machine police officer. Well, first batch. There was a pretty big shootout. Bought all your carcasses off the mayor. Anyway, you should be proud to be a part of Aperture's Android Law Enforcement Initiative. Or as someone who's good at naming things, i.e. me, would call it, Robot-a-Cop. Oh, that's much better. Now, before we get you solving crimes, we gotta get you to solve this test. Promised the mayor I'd make sure you weren't all unstable potato heads before I gave you all guns. Come in, Robot-a-Cop. It's your chief. First, you're a damn good cop. Second, you're a loose cannon. All right, that's probably enough motivation. Oh, before I forget, Greg tells me you might be getting some tragic flashbacks of your former life. Don't sweat it, those aren't yours. Due to a software problem, that's a real-time feed of Greg's current life. He's a sad little man. Anyway, just try to ignore him. Cave here. Chariots. Just a heads up, if it seems like you're walking faster than light, you're probably in a universe where light doesn't haul nearly as much ass as it does on Earth 1. The lab boys say if you insist on walking faster than light, you are 100% going to go back in time. How far? Far enough to meet your great-great-grandfather and tell him you're fired. Because guess what? I'll let you finish that thought. Welcome, test prisoner, to the Terra 3 Penal Science Colony. Space criminals, political prisoners, exiled planetary leaders, you're here because the galaxy needed a place to put you, and this is it. So, who is ready to stay here until they die? Now, you already met one another on the hyperdrive over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I'm the warden around here. Attention test prisoners attempting to escape through the air ducts. I don't know what nonsense you learned on TV, but in real life, air ducts just go to the air conditioning unit. It's also pretty dusty, so if you've got asthma, chances are you're going to die up there. And we'll be smelling it for weeks because, again, the air ducts aren't a secret escape hatch. They're how we ventilate the facility. This thing on? I'm going to be brief because I'm dying. Because I got shivved. A lot. I just want to get it on record that using force fields for doors in a space prison is a bad idea. You know what would have been better? Regular doors with locks. Locks that don't open when the power goes out. Man, those blue force fields look good, though. Every time I saw one, I thought, wow, I am in space. Still, though, a door made out of paper would have been better in the long run. Would have at least slowed him down for a second. Anyway, anybody not escaping or shivving me, get back to work. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with Homo sapien DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of man mantises. Pick up a set of four-leg spurs, mesothorax armor, and tubercle sheaths. You'll know when the test starts. It's come to my attention that over half of our test subjects have only recently awoken from extended relaxation and were unaware that we're testing in space. So, there it is. No conspiracy, no twist. We're in a test satellite orbiting the Earth. Commonly available information that absolutely anyone would have told you if you'd bothered to ask. Please stop forming groups of adventuring parties to uncover the big secret, because it's that we're in space. Well, looks like we just had to seal up Science Sphere 7, hull breach. Another adventure party smashed through the hull to learn the big mystery. Guess they were busy doing that instead of testing, because I've mentioned that we're in space every half hour. By the way, still in space. And another hull breach. Let's all give a big hand to the test subjects of Sphere 18 for bravely uncovering the company-wide conspiracy, which is that there's no air in space. Once again, we're in space. It's not a secret. I am sincerely regretting my decision not to install Windows in this thing. It's Cave. Greg's telling me the number of possible alternate universes is literally infinite. Maybe there's one where, I don't know, the Greeks won World War II. Just a heads up in case you get to a test chamber and find yourself surrounded by urns. Oh, chariots. That shrieking voice you just heard is the lovely Blarkbarg, my assistant. She's the backbone of this facility. Sorry, fellas, she's married to producing seeds that germinate and detach from her exoskeleton at high speeds in search of human hosts. We keep her behind glass. Hello, test subjects. Good news first. Our telekinesis incubation program has been a huge success. Bad news, the candidate screening process was a lot less successful. Let me tell you, we picked a real bunch of smart Alecs to give mind powers to. Hey, stop blowing up heads. Actually, you know what? Negotiation's over. I'd like you all to meet Terry. He's gonna... Oh, real funny, guys. But the joke's on you. I taped all your paychecks to Terry's head. Ha! Why don't you put that in your head and blow it up? That's right, everybody. It's that time of year again. Happy birthday! You know the rules. Everybody at the government-mandated maximum age needs to report to an ethnological redundancy associate toot sweet. Looking through the files here, the following is a complete list of employees who need to snuff it. Dorothy Russell, age 98. End of list. Sorry about that, Dorothy. You had a good 97 years. Time to stop hogging all the resources. Leave some nutrient paste for the rest of us, why don't you? Cave Johnson, age 51. We're done here. Cave Johnson, Junior Claims Representative for Aperture Science here. Well, former Junior Claims Representative. Just found out I got laid off. Well, I'll just sneak into their recording office and let everybody know our president, that creep Doug Rattman, is embezzling funds. Enjoy your Christmas bonuses knowing he took most of them, jerks. Cave Johnson here. The Mantis men have officially taken over the building. If you can get out now. Oh, God, they're breaking through the barricades!
Cave Johnson here. I see you. I see your little feet. I'm going to cut off your hair and put it on your feet and eat your little hair. What? Oh, and feet.
Hi down there. We're gonna test forever and ever and ever.
Hey!
Uh-oh.
Hey! What are you doing in here? Beat it! Come on, Greg. I told you not to let your creepy kid in my office. No, I'm sorry, Greg, but there is something wrong with that kid. We'll test forever. Why she whisper all the time? Hey, test subject, just keep going. Chariots. Man, that kid's creepy. Chariots, Cave Johnson here, reminding you to fill out the paperwork for full payment once you're done testing. The check may seem exorbitant, but you deserve it. Chariots. It's Cave Johnson. If you get through this next room, you'll get a bonus. And that's on top of the bonus I gave you this morning. Don't thank me, because you're the real boss. Why? Because you teach me something new every day. Chariots! You test subjects are the best. Oh my gosh, Chariots. This is Cave. Prime. So, apparently there's an alternate dimension Cave Johnson who just uses the word chariots for no reason. From now on, I'll say chariots twice if it's me. If you hear just one chariot, that's an alternate Cave. Okay? Chariot. Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Paranormal. Magicians, witches, crystal healing doctors, you're here because you have scary powers and we want in on it. So, who's ready to draw some pentagrams? Now, you already met one another on the cab ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I'm host to a tiny but powerful demon who lives in a secret place in my mouth. Cave Johnson again, just a heads up. You are currently in a tiny test chamber floating around in my bloodstream. Remember, if you see a giant set of car keys, those are mine. Lab boys shrunk them partway down before I could stop them. No idea if it was for science or if they were just having one on an old cave, but either way, if you don't find those things pretty soon, I'm going to have to call AAA. Hello, test subject. As you are no doubt aware, the president is being held hostage inside the giant super prison on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. Every science facility in America has been tasked with producing a tough guy capable of breaking into Supermaxlantis. That's where you come in. I'm nominating myself, and I'm going to need some references. A test associate should be around soon to get a quote off you, so be as glowing as possible. Quick update on all those pods we were finding in broom closets. Apparently some alien monster was body-snatching employees and spawning communist replicas. The allegorical threat level on this one's through the roof. Actual threat level's pretty non-existent, though, so we've decided not to do anything about it. If the worst this thing can do is gestate glassy-eyed yes man, I say bring it on, bug eyes. I got a whole list of troublemakers you can pod up anytime you like. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Cave Johnson here. Just wanted to let you know that after decades of research and testing, we have finally transformed into beings of pure light. Go team. Not exactly what we were after, of course, but in the ballpark. So, let's keep testing, and maybe someday we'll achieve man's ultimate dream to evolve into pillars of pure salt. Can't wait. So salty.
Who is
Chariot,
ready to make
chariot.
love to a
By the way,
giant bird?
you can make
I
a
don't
bit
care
of a
how
mess
good
in these
the
rooms
food
if you want.
tastes. Come
Scuff
in,
your
Roboticop,
shoes or
it's your
stick
chief,
gum on the
Cave
walls
Johnson.
because these
I'm the
alternate
warden
Cave
around
Johnsons are really cheesing me off. I'm the Hobo King. Cave Johnson again, just a heads up, we've got an interverse security breach in one of the test areas. You all enjoyed a good chuckle at Cave's expense when I started monitoring for parallel universe invasions. You all tried to stop me when I tried to garnish your wages to build defenses against said invasion. Succeeded, too. So, I hope you're happy. We've got a bogey from Earth 1 loose on the premises. Go write a letter to the Better Business Bureau about that, why don't you? Actually, don't. Would anyone like to know what the invaders from Earth 1 are up to inside our facility? I don't blame you. Bet it'd be fascinating stuff. But we don't have any multiverse invasion monitoring equipment. Asked for it, told it was stupid. Anyway, I hope these monsters replace our air with chlorine. Finally give you crybabies something to cry about.
Killer insects are not far behind. In South America and Africa, there live ants so deadly, in a matter of hours they can devour an entire elephant to the bone.
A few moments later.
Well, we can't say for sure. Got my theories, though.
Just a quick update on the attack of the killer ants. Apparently they tried to commandeer the entirety of our nation's sugar reserves in Kentucky. Big firefight at Fort Sugar Knox. Edge of your seat stuff. Anyway, that's as far as I made it through the movie before I fell asleep. So, if anybody's seen Attack of the Killer Ants, don't spoil the ending or you're fired. By the way, chariot. Kavina Johnson here. It's come to my attention that one of you has sent a letter to the Supreme Council of Matriarchs accusing me of being a man. So, I want to assure both you and the Gender Regulatory Committee that I am indeed 100% all woman. And if you don't believe me, I swear to God, I will beat you. What? What? Sally Sue Gregg tells me that we will all exchange handmade sympathy cards discussing how we feel about the issue. All right, let's do some lady science. Hey, it's me, the real me. Chariots. Anyway, it appears the test chambers in our dimension are being tested on. Looks like another alternate universe Cave Johnson is using the same trick I am. If you see that one, will you punch him in the throat for me? But make sure it's him and not me, or you're fired. We got you. Wait, is that the real you from our dimension? Chariots. It's Cave. Seriously, of all the infinite alternate dimensions, you happen to wind up randomly in ours again? Okay, just get through this test and be very careful not to mess anything up.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because we want the best and you are it. So, who's ready to make some science? You might have noticed some safety warnings on the walls. Just ignore them. I keep telling the bean counters danger's just a natural part of science, but boy, they don't want to hear it. It's like telling a paradox to a robot, it makes their heads explode. I should probably introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. You'll be hearing a lot more of me during the course of your testing. Some might say a little too much, but then those same some might want to pack up their desks and walk on out the door they came in. Now, the lab boys were adamant that I do not give you any hints on these tests.
To be honest, they think I'm spoiling the results just by talking to you. Heisenstein, uncertainty, principles, and so forth. I'll give them something more practical to be uncertain about. Their next paycheck. Anyway, overruled. If you think I'm affecting your decisions in any way, don't be afraid to speak up. I'm not made of glass. That reminds me, Carolyn, do we have a wing made out of glass yet? Let's get on that, Carolyn. Cave Johnson again, just a heads up. This next test, dangerous. So if you get hurt, there's a first aid station close by. Oh, unless you're participating in the double-blind emergency treatment experiment, then it's just placebo first aid. Hold on, let me check what test this is for. No, sir, I wouldn't bother with it. What? If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who never did anything more brave than read a big book, except for Greg, who fought a bear once, but he's not the point here. That sounds like what they call projection. Greetings, friend. It's Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. How do you feel about your feet? Like them? Good. Because if this next test works, you'll have 5 of them. Just a quick heads up, if you suddenly find yourself able to excrete spider silk out of your fingers or the base of your spine, let one of the test associates know, because that's actually important. That last test may have made your skeleton magnetic. I don't know how, but if I were you, I wouldn't stand next to any sheet metal. Carolyn, hold my calls. I need to go see a man about a mule. What was that? All right, good. Mule. Gonna go see him in the bathroom. Back in 10. Okay, I know I said you could loiter for up to 20 minutes. That was a possibility, not a suggestion. You can move along anytime. And for the love of science, do not touch the upholstery. Hey, chariots. Damn it! Now we've got 2 testers here from another damn Earth. We had one of them cornered, then the other one just portaled him out of there, then they high-fived and went their separate ways. I'm gonna need you to test double quick to make sure we're messing them up as badly as they're messing us up here. Attention, chariots. There are at least 6 extra-dimensional testers here now. And to be honest, they're not even really testing anymore. They just all portaled in, made a human pyramid, ate my lunch, and portaled out. Look, it's me. Apparently, this other Earth has portal guns that can make portals on anything. We've had guys just walking along, and suddenly a portal opens beneath them, and they fall out of a wall. I'm thinking maybe we should just work out a truce. I'll let you know if we can get in touch with this evil Cave Johnson. Chariots. Okay. Greg managed to contact the Cave Johnson who keeps sending testers here, and we've agreed no more testing in each other's dimensions. We'll get you back here ASAP. Hello, test subject. Just a heads up that our research into stopping all the Godzilla attacks on U.S. soil has been postponed indefinitely. Turns out it doesn't matter where you hatch a nest full of Godzillas, they just make a beeline straight for Tokyo. Should have seen those things go. Anyway, crisis averted. Now, everybody grab a dustpan and a broom. We gotta get rid of all these eggshells before the Nuclear Regulatory Commission shows up. Break 19, Big Box Cave Johnson here, hauling a freight shaker with a load of cold ones in the wagon down to Texarkana. Got 28 hours to get this done, so I'm putting the hammer down. Anybody hearing this, shake the bushes and give me your 1020. Also, test subjects, I'll be gone for 28 hours. Test on your own recognizance. I want to keep this channel clear, so do not use your CB radios. Cave Johnson, we're over and out here. Chariots. Whoever this alternate Cave Johnson is, he's a jerk. Instead of sending us the apology fruit assortment he promised, he just sent a whole bunch of angry wasps. We'll find a way to get back at him, don't you worry. You keep testing, and don't be afraid to get messy with it. We'll just see who wins this deadly game of cat and other cat. Chariots. Okay, now the other cave has sent a huge block of frozen urine. It's too big for us to get it out of the multiverse device, so we just have to let it melt until we can wedge it out. Incidentally, if you come across a dimension where people eat nothing but asparagus, I'm guessing that's where our nemesis is, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Cave Johnson here. I need you to do not listen to this man. He's the other Cave Johnson. He's an imposter. You're the imposter. Chariots. Oh yeah? Chariots. Just keep testing. I'll settle this. No, I'll settle this. Shut it, you! And you, keep testing. All right. I think we shut down the imposter caves calmly. You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? Damn it! Stop imposting! Never! Oh, you stubborn, handsome devil. Oh, Dark Cave, you are the only one around here who gets me. I tell you, I haven't had a conversation this damn good since... Hold on. I gotta talk to the help. Hey, you, Chariots, keep testing. Hey, Dark Cave. Cave Prime, as I live and breathe methane. Listen, do you have a Greg in your universe? You want one? Greg, come back. I wouldn't send you to Dark Cave Earth. I would. Greg is on the table. It's come to my attention that there's a pair of sunglasses floating around this place that lets you see the subliminal propaganda we've painstakingly hidden on every visible surface. Look, people, the reason motivational propaganda works is because you're not staring straight at it. That's the whole point. But what do I know? If everybody's too cool to be subliminally propagandized, feel free to wear your magic sunglasses all damn day. Motivate yourselves from now on. Cave Johnson here. Just a reminder that the core goal of Aperture gas-finding science is to find gas. So make sure you let us know if you see any. If we meet our quarterly gas-finding target, I promise you we will don our bondage gear, fuel our death cars, and drive around in circles, whooping it up and shooting arrows at people. Who is ready to rule the wasteland? All right, start looking.
Hello, test subject. Echo. Welcome to your first test. I'm your overseer, Cave Johnson. And I think if you keep testing, you might find something very interesting about this planet.
It's me. I'm the planet. You live on me. I wanted to save it for later, but man, it's too darn good. You really wouldn't have seen it coming. Do me a favor. Don't tell any of the other test subjects. Also, don't pollute. Chariots. According to Greg, theoretically, there's an Earth out there made entirely of money. Plus, since there's an infinite number of Earths, that means there's an infinite number of money planets. So, I've done the math, and I figure the odds of finding this thing are 100%. Not now, Greg. That doesn't mean I want you to stop testing. But do keep an eye out for the Moneyverse. And let me be clear, I'm talking about U.S. currency. You find a peso-verse, you just keep walking. Chariots. Dark Cave here, listen. You find a Moneyverse, you bring it to me. I'll take care of you. You want to be promoted to head of testing? Done. You want your asparagus rations doubled? I'll pull some strings. You want all the methane you can breathe? Not a problem. Remember, Moneyverse, Dark Cave, asparagus, lots of it. Enough said. Chariots. Cave Prime here. I hear you've been brokering a deal with that other cave. So here's what I want you to do. Find your alternate self, steal his stuff, put it in a box, and if there's a parking lot, walk the box out to it, because you're fired. Chariots. Cave Johnson here. All right, Greg's informed me this is not the best time to fire you. But if you are talking to that other cave, let me just remind you who you work for. Chariots. And let me remind you who's offering methane. Chariots. Look, whatever he's offering, I'll double it. Greg, how are we fixed for methane? Well, what do we use it all for? Evil cave again. I think your choice is clear here. Test subject. Not clear. Keep testing. Cave Prime here. Dark Cave here. While you were busy driving a wedge between us with your bidding war, Dark Cave's test subject found 2 Moneyverses. And we're going to split them. So there's no reason to offload our testing to alternate Earths anymore. Funding test chamber construction is no longer a problem. You know what else isn't a problem? Gold teeth. Greg, look at these choppers. Now, show me yours. Man, you got tiny teeth, Greg. Ugh. Anyway, the good news is we're ready to start Phase 2, figuring out a way to bring you back. Greg's going to sink his weird little teeth into that problem toot sweet. So, next time you enter a test chamber, you'll be back here on Terra Firma Prima. Hey, Greg, it worked! Welcome back, test subject. Now get back to work. Just because we own a universe made of money doesn't mean I'm made of money. Cave Johnson, we're done here.